Hello, good morning and welcome to Earth Games UK first lesson about how to create a hedgehog conservation game in Scratch. My name is Nicola and I'll be helping you create the game each week. I'll also show you where you can find resources if you get stuck. At the end of each weekly lesson, there'll be a live streamed question and answer session where we can help you with any queries. Watch out for the link at the end of the video, or check out our website earthgames.uk for any details. Firstly, let's have a look at the game we'll be making in case you haven't seen it yet. Great, well what you need to do to find the project is open your web browser and go to the website earthgames.uk and click on Learn and Learn Intro and you'll see this page, the game. It shows you a still from the game and over here is a button Play Game. Click on that and then a separate tab it will open the Scratch program that we're going to make. So let's have a play. To play Scratch games it's easy, just click the green flag. In this game there's instructions, so let's press the spacebar to start. You have to use the arrow keys to move your hedgehog around the garden, and as we discovered last week, hedgehog likes to eat insects, so there's, where's that beetle off to? Let's get that one, there we go, we've eaten those insects, let's go through to the next garden. Some more things to eat in here. Oh, there's a badger. Do you remember we said last week that badgers can harm hedgehogs, so we better keep away. We can have a drink from the pond, that's good. Can you see the health is changing at the top there? So when I touch the badger, the health goes down, but if I eat a beetle, for example, there we go, my health goes up. Let's go through this gate and see. Oh, another badger. Okay, there's quite a few. I'm going to quickly head out of this gate down here and get away from that badger. We're doing quite well there. Let's eat some more beetles. Oh, there's another one up here. I might head through this door. Oh no. Unfortunately, I got run over by a truck. Never mind. Luckily, I can just click the green flag and play again if I want to. Hopefully you've had a go. If not, go to our website and have a play yourself so you can see what you're going to end up making. Once you've done that, you need to go to the Scratch website, scratch.mit.edu. And if you haven't already, you need to join Scratch. It's really easy. You do need a parent or guardian or teacher's email to join, but one adult email can add lots of children's accounts, so don't worry if it's your teacher. Click on sign in, so you need to sign in with your username and your password, which hopefully you wrote down last time you set up the account. Once you've logged in, it will look like this. In the search field at the top, we need to search for Hedgehog Republic. This is our studio where we put the games that we've made. So click on Studio. Here we go, this is the Hedgehog Republic Studio. In here it's got lots of games that we've made already that show what you're going to do in each lesson. We need this one, Hedgehog 1 Starter. Click on that game. There we go, it's loading. And then we're going to click on Remix. So this takes a copy of the game and puts it in your user account. So it's going to be your game now. You can call it whatever you want. I'm going to call it, there we go, Hedgehog Fun. There we go. And if you press enter or click somewhere else, it will save that change. So you can see I've got a garden and I've got a hedgehog, but it doesn't do anything yet. If I click the green flag, nothing happens. So let's change that. We're going to make the hedgehog change costumes to make it look like it's walking. If we click on costumes, you can see there's two different ones. They're slightly different. Can you see the differences? The legs are in slightly different positions. Let's go back to the code. In Scratch, down here is all the different categories of code blocks, and here are the code blocks themselves. If you scroll down here, you can also scroll through the different categories. Can you see we've moved into the purple ones here too? We need to start with, from the events category, a when flag clicked block. So click and drag this into the script area here. This is where the code goes that we want the hedgehog to do. So we want a when flag clicked block. Then from the control category, we need a forever loop. So again, click and drag. And if you put it next to it, it will connect to the other one, which is what we want. Now, from the looks category, we need to get a next costume. So again, click and drag and put this inside the forever loop. So this means when the flag is clicked, it will forever change to the next costume. Let's try that out then. You can see our hedgehog's gone a bit crazy with his feet there, wiggling away. Let's stop him, we might get worn out. What we're going to do now is add a wait block. So from the control category, we've got wait 1 second. So click and drag that into there. And if we click the green flag now, you can see their feet are changing a bit more slowly now. But I think they're a bit too slow. I'm going to change it to 0.5 and try that. So click the green flag and see. I think I still might go a little lower. I might try 0.3. Yeah, I think I like that. There we go, you've done your first bit of code. So now when we click the green flag, the hedgehog looks like it's moving. We need to really make him look like he's moving. I'm going to show you something about where we find out the information now. If you go back to the website, at the top we've got Learn and then Online Resources. Here's where you can find all the help you need. So if you haven't set up Scratch, there's a video about that. We're on lesson 1, so click lesson 1. And it will open a presentation about how to make the game. We've done the first bit already. We've been doing this costumes bit. We've added the code. So if you use the down arrow, you can scroll through there. We've got that code in our hedgehog now, haven't we? Next, we're going to look at moving right. So if you're using these another time, they have got links to videos in them. And those are short clips that show you how to make each section of code. So they're really helpful. Let's go back to our hedgehog game. So here's our hedgehog game. Firstly, we need to add from the events category a when flag clicked block. So this is going to be very familiar, you'll use these lots. And from the control category, a forever loop. Again, we use them a lot. So click and drag, connect those together. Now we're going to use an if loop. That's over here. There we go. Grab that and put it inside the forever loop. There we are. So we want the hedgehog to do something if something happens. And in this game, we're using the arrow keys. So from the sensing category, we want to get this block, key space pressed. I know it says space, but trust me, if you click on here, there we go, you've got lots of other ones. We want the right arrow. So if the right arrow is pressed, we want the hedgehog to do something. Let me go back to the lesson here and show you something. Here we go. So we want the hedgehog to move to the right. In Scratch, it has a coordinate system. So at the moment, the hedgehog is right in the middle here, and so the hedgehog is at 0, 0. So it's 0 on the x-axis and 0 on the y-axis, because the axes in Scratch go right through the middle. So if we want the hedgehog to go to the right, what do we need to do? Firstly, we need to get the hedgehog to turn to the right, otherwise it would look a bit odd. So turn to the right and then move right. So we need to also consider how we turn. And in Scratch you use degrees. So when the hedgehog is facing straight up, that's 0 degrees. And if you turn a quarter of a circle, that would turn to the right. So how many degrees would this be? So if you said 90, that's right. So that's what we need to add in our game. Let's go back to our game. So from the motion category up here, we need that turn, don't we? So point in direction. That's the first thing we need. Luckily it's at 90 already, which is what we needed, but we can check that because we've got this block here. We can turn this round and point it to whatever we need. We need 90. You can also write 90 here. Then, so we need to turn and then we need to move in that direction. So we need this block, change X by 10. So we're moving in the X direction, so across the screen. Y would be moving up or down. Let's click the green flag. I'm going to press the right key. Yeah, my hedgehog moves. It moves quite far. I'm going to change 10 to the number 2 because I think that's going to work better for my hedgehog. Let's check. There we go, my hedgehog's moving, perfect. But not going anywhere else, so let's look at adding the other code then. So we need to do the same thing again. So we need from the events category. See, I told you you'd get good at doing these. So we need a when flag clicked, and from control we need a forever loop. And then, same as here, we need an if loop. There we go, make sure it goes inside the forever loop. So we've done right, let's do up now. So from the sensing category, we need key space pressed. And remember, we can change the space if we click on it to up. So when the up arrow is pressed. Again, we want the hedgehog to move to point in the up direction. So we need point in direction. There we go. And up, how many degrees would that be? Can you remember? Let's see. 0. Yeah, pointing up is 0 degrees. Great. And then we need to move in the up direction. So across was the X category, and so up is going to be Y. So we need change Y. There we are. Make sure it goes inside the if loop just after this one. And we want this to be 2, like the other one. Now it's important after you do every bit of code to check it works. So click the green flag, use your arrow keys, and let's see. So up, yeah, my hedgehog is going up. Great, fantastic. Hopefully yours is too. Now let's go over here and let's do the left key. So when flag clicked, guess what we need next? We need a forever loop. And we need an if loop inside the forever loop. There we go. So what did I say we were going to do? Left. So let's go to sensing. So we've got key space pressed. Put that in there. Click the drop down and we want to go left. So we need to point in the left direction. So from the motion category, we need point in direction. So let's get that one. So if you click in here, remember you can just get it to point in the right direction. If we spin it round here, there we go. So over here is going to be -90, or you can put in 270, which would also be 3/4 of a circle. Either one works. So that's great, it's going to point to the right. Now we need the hedgehog to move right. So right is in the x-axis, isn't it? Moving across the screen. So we need a change x block. There we go. But we're moving to the left, so we're moving into minus numbers on the x-axis. So we need to change x by -2. So let's see if that worked. Click the green flag. So up still works, right still works, yeah, and left works. Great. Down doesn't do anything yet, so we need to sort down out. So when you're running out of room in here, you can just scroll down and just more room keeps appearing. You can add more and more code. So from the events category, we need a when flag click block. And from the control category, we need a forever loop. And inside it, an if loop. There we go. You'll be getting good at this soon. It becomes very easy. Sensing. Right, from the sensing category, we need the next one. So this is the last one, and we need to go down. Perfect. So like we did before, we need to point down and then move down. So we need point in direction from the motion category. Click here, and then you can move it round, and it's 180. So you can type in 180 or move the arrow. So that's pointing down. Now we need to move down. So down is in the which axis? Can you remember? You guessed it, it's the y-axis. So we're moving down. So moving up was +2. So moving down is going to be -2 because we're moving down and taking away numbers from the y-axis. There we go. Let's try that out. So if I push down, perfect. So my hedgehog now goes up, left, right, and down. And if you use both at the same time, you can get them going sort of diagonally. Well done, that's fantastic. You've got your first Scratch game. Let's have a look at the lesson and see what else we're going to do. So we've done up, down and left. There's a good point here. Click on Save Now. So when you're doing your game, remember you have to save it. Can you see up here it says Save Now? So I'm going to click on that. If it doesn't say Save Now, it's saved it automatically for you. Luckily it does that every so often. It's really helpful. So let's see what else we need to do. Next, we're going to look at hitting the fence. Again, if you're doing this another time and want some different videos, you can click on the videos in the help files. So what we want the hedgehog to do is head towards the fence. So let's use my arrow keys. I'm driving the hedgehog towards the fence, but the hedgehog goes over the purple and disappears into the distance, which isn't what we want. It looks a bit odd, doesn't it? That should be a fence. The hedgehog shouldn't be able to go through. So let's have a look at what we need. Again, we need a when flag clicked block, a forever loop and an if loop. So let's scroll down. There we go, and find some more room. So we need when flag clicked, and from the control category, a forever loop and an if loop. There we go. That looks just like the other code in here, doesn't it? So that's perfect. We're going to use something special from the sensing category. So in here, this is sensing. We've got touching colour. At the moment, that's pink. Click on this and drag it into the irregular hexagon there. Perfect. So we want the hedgehog, if it's touching the colour of the fence, to do something. Click on this colour. We need to get it exactly this shade of purple, which is a bit tricky. So what we're going to do is kind of cheat. We're going to click on here, and it's a dropper. So now if we hover over the purple, it will select the purple. Make sure it's not a different colour. We want purple. So click on the purple and then click somewhere else. And this purple in here is now exactly the colour that we need. So that's great. So what do we want to happen if it touches the purple? We want the hedgehog to jump back a bit. So let's check what code we're using. We've done that, haven't we? We're going to use this slightly different one. So from the motion category, we need this move 10 steps block. So put that inside the if loop. There we go. But the thing is, we don't want to move 10 steps forwards, we want to go back. So we're going to change this to -10. So if we click the green flag, if I take the hedgehog towards the fence, there we go, you see the hedgehog bounces back when he hits the fence. Let's try a different fence just to make sure. Yeah, oh, there is a slight glitch in there that if you manage to get over the fence because of the greenery, then you get stuck. Let's try again. You could fix that, but we're not going to go into that in these ones. Great, that works perfect. Well done. Let's have a look back and see what we're moving on to next. So we've done hitting the fence. There are some more ideas in here, so when there are further ideas, what we can do to make the game a bit more tricky is, as it says here, make the hedgehog start in a different location each time we start the game. Because it would just make it a bit more challenging, won't it? Again, from the events category, we need a when flag clicked block. So when the game starts, when the flag is clicked, we want the hedgehog to go to a random position in here. So we want this block, go to X, Y. I'm going to grab that and connect it here. But we don't want the hedgehog to end up on the fence, and we don't want to end up outside the garden. So we need to define these numbers. So from the operators category, we want pick random. So this will choose a random number, which is any number between a certain range. So we want one there, and grab another one and put it in the other section. Let's have a look in here, because I think it explains in here what numbers we need to go from and to. So this is the X and Y axes in Scratch. You can see it going through the middle. At the moment, the random numbers just goes from 1 to 10, and that's not going to be enough. Scratch axes actually go from, X goes from -175 up to 180, and Y goes from -120 up to positive 120. So those are the numbers we need to put in here. So the x goes from minus 175 to 180. And y, do you remember what that was? I think I might check. It's 120. So minus 120 to plus 120. There we go. So if I click the green flag, let's see what happens. Oh, look, the hedgehog's a different place. Hedgehog's a different place. So that's what we want. The hedgehog starting in a different place each time. It makes it a bit more exciting for the person playing the game, doesn't it? Fantastic. That's really good. You finished lesson 1. You've got a hedgehog which is moving, which is an excellent start. Next week we'll move on and add another sprite, which means another character, to our game. We'll also start using some variables, which sound complicated, but they're not. They're really handy and can help us measure the health of the hedgehog and the time. So if you're got any questions at all, then join us for the live stream, which is happening very soon. There's a link in the description to the YouTube video, or you can go to our website, earthgames.uk, and find the link there. Go to the live stream and you can ask any questions in the chat on there, and I'll show you live how to fix them. Any other problems you encounter in the week, you can use the Ask an Expert link on the website. Also, remember, all the resources are on the website and they're really good. So you can look through videos and PowerPoints that show you how to do the game, how to do it step by step. So join us shortly for the live stream Q&A. Thank you.